This week on Case Studies with the BizDoc, it's Kylie Cosmetics, founded by and run by Kylie Jenner, one of the Kardashian-Jenner girls. There's a lot of fanfare and there's a lot of naysayers out there. Some say she's a billionaire, some say she's not. I'm going to tell you why I think she absolutely is. Let's do three things this week. One, take a little tour of the company. Second, take a little tour of the history of celebrities trying to build companies off of their fame and their brand platform. And third, I'm going to give you a lesson on valuation versus revenue this week on Case Studies. Kylie Cosmetics, founded by Kylie Jenner. Well, what do you do if you're a fashion icon? You're beautiful, you're carrying yourself with a lot of class, and you have these gorgeous, perfectly plump lips that are on the cover of magazines. I'll tell you what you do. You have an idea and a vision just like most entrepreneurs. And you take $250,000 of your own money, which is very, very healthy money to start a company with. That's not bootstrapping or seed. That's a first investment in yourself. And you bought 15,000 of Kylie Jenner, Kylie Cosmetic lip kits. Beautiful lip gloss with instructions on how to do these things. It was really a hit. As the legend has it, it sold out in a matter of hours or a minute, depending on who you believe. It doesn't matter. If you move that much in a week, you're doing something with your first product. So whether it was minutes or it was a day, doesn't really matter to me. That is a successful product launch, as successful as anything I've had a privilege to look at. Now, she had a platform because she's a member of the Jenner Kardashian clan, but she had also built up her own following. She's almost 111 million followers on Instagram, and she was the #1, at least for a time, I think she may still be, celebrity that was on Snapchat. From that platform, she promoted this to girls that really enjoyed what she had to say about beauty and makeup, and they wanted that lip kit for themselves. And so it goes, they sold. So let's take a look at the economics and the start of the company. She takes $250,000 of her own money and buys 15,000 of these lip kits. Now, she was very careful about the manufacturer she selected. She went and found a vegan manufacturer that did not do any animal testing. I applaud her for that because so many cosmetic companies today are still doing animal testing. Nonetheless, that means that she paid probably $16, $16.67 is the exact number, if the entire $250,000 was spent on those lip kits. Well, she sold them at $29 retail, which means that they would have brought in retail $435,000. Personally, I don't care what you think, whether it was 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month. When you look at 15,000 units sold in a very short time of your very first product, running a 42% margin, there's only one word for that financially speaking, and it is damn! That is phenomenal performance, and that is a great launch of a new brand. Now, from the $185,000, you would subtract marketing costs. Marketing costs for Kylie Jenner consist of putting a great picture up on Snapchat and putting it out, or putting it up on Instagram and putting it out, and all of her fan bases goes, wow, look at that new color, look at that new shade, and they love it. Now take a company like Lancome. Lancome has to sit there and put those women that are beautiful, very nicely made up in those lab coats, sitting in front of Bloomingdale's, Macy's, big box retailers, some of which no longer exist, which is a whole nother case study, and they're out there to greet the women that are walking in. Would you like to know about Lancome and our hypoallergenic makeup products? That is a marketing cost that Kylie Cosmetics does not have. She has a wonderful fan base and a huge celebrity platform, one that I don't think she has to apologize for, from which to market those products. Now let's go take a look at the revenue a little bit, and especially some interviews and some statements have been made by Kris Jenner. She has pointed out to Women's Wear Daily, and she provided some statistics and some reports and everything that indicate that Kylie, amazingly so, in the first 18 months generated $420 million of gross revenue. And that would be the $29 times however many lip kits and the other prices of the other products. And there's a full product lineup, which leads me to believe that this is a very possible number, especially when you go back and you think about that first day being 400,000. Whether you think that's a first week or first month, impressive as hell, as I pointed out previously. So as we go here and we think that's there, we compare it to some brands that have been in beauty. There's Tom Ford. Tom Ford got into makeup in addition to the other fashion products and a huge, huge mogul-like existence that Tom Ford had. Actually, it's not mogul-like. He was a mogul. It was $500 million for the makeup products after 10 years. Bobbi Brown, the makeup brand, was $1 billion after 25 years. So for Kylie to come out of literally nowhere with the power of modern social media, look at the comparison to the history in fashion trying to build brands to come out on the strength of a previous marketing platform. To make that point, here's a BizDoc mini lesson on valuation versus revenue. Valuation is what your company is worth. And if you are the only owner of a company, then the worth is all yours. As we take a look at Snapchat, Twitter, and Estee Lauder, first of all, what is their valuation? Well, guess what? They're public and on the stock market, so we can look up their valuation every day. And as we sit here in July of 2018, Snapchat's around $17 billion, Twitter about $32.7 billion, and Estee Lauder about $51.8 billion. That's their valuation. Well, what's their revenue? And let's see if we can correlate the revenue to the value. Well, Snapchat is at $900 million last year, just about to cross $1 billion in 12-month revenue. That means that they are 17x value to revenue. So 17 times their revenue is their value. That's a simple formula how you do it. We go to Twitter, $2.6 billion in revenue for the last 12 months and $32.7 billion in valuation means that they're trading at about 12.6x. So 12.6 times revenue is their value. Now let's get to something that very closely aligns with Kylie Jenner, a fashion brand. Fashion brand, $51.8 billion Estee Lauder, $13.3 billion in revenue, so about 3.9x. So that fashion brands don't get nearly the multiple that the internet gurus do. Now let's compare it. If we take that 3.9, basically 4x, and apply it to 420, that's $1.6 billion in company valuation today. And even if you discount that back to, say, $300 million, because there's people saying, oh, Kris Jenner is inflating figures. Well, who are you to say that? What proof do you have? But even if she was down at, say, $300 million, well, 3 times 3.9 is still $1.2 billion. So I believe that Kylie Cosmetics today, based on the multiples and the valuations that we can look at the stock market, I believe this company, even if you were to discount this significantly, is a billion-dollar valuation company today. Now I'm going to tell you, in the last part of this case study, why Kylie has no apology to make that she was born into a family that gave her a platform. She still needs to do it, whatever it is. Be a successful model, be a successful business person, you still have to pull it off. And as I'm about to tell you, in the celebrity fail roll call, there have been a lot of celebrities that have flamed out. There will also be naysayers along the way. Oh, well, she's got all this money, she doesn't really care. Let me tell you, I think that's a mistaken statement. Many people that sit at home don't understand the spirit of competitive juice. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make your first dollar or your millionth dollar. People that have a heart for entrepreneurship and are trying hard have that competitive juice flowing through their veins every day. And so she has, in my view, no apology to make that she was on a platform because she demonstrated, at least so far, that she can make something of it. Second point, a platform may launch a product, but it takes a lot more than that to build a full effort that establishes a company. And I think she's done that. She started out with the lip gloss product that basically brought in $435,000, but now look at the broad product line. She's establishing the company as a very rivaled fashion brand that majors that are out there, like Estee Lauder, are looking at with envy because of the way that she's able to market using the modern platform of social media. Remember, she may have had a platform on the family brand, but she had to build up her own following on Snapchat and on Instagram. Now, was it easier for her to do than it would be for you or me or someone starting from point zero? Sure. But again, she had to pull it off. Which brings me to the BizDoc Celebrity Fail Roll Call. There have been a lot of celebrities that have used their fame as a platform to start some other business or two, and they have failed, and I'm going to take you through the list. Restaurants have been very popular with celebrities. Britney Spears started Nyla, NYLA, standing for New York and Louisiana, which she really liked both locations. It failed. Planet Hollywood. You remember when Arnold, Sylvester, and Bruce Willis got together and started a restaurant chain? It failed. Fashion Cafe, Claudia Schiffer, Elle Macpherson, Naomi Campbell. There's a handful of beauty. Well, they started Fashion Cafe and it failed. Then there was Jennifer Lopez, who strolled out to Pasadena, California among the Spanish architecture and started Madres Restaurant. It failed. Then Eva Longoria, she said, I'll take you up one level and I'll start a restaurant and a nightclub. Beso failed. Lastly, getting completely away from restaurants was brother-in-law Kanye West. He started the Pastel clothing line, and unfortunately, that failed. And lastly, the granddaddy of them all, the ESPN phone. That's right, 5 channels of TV, the ESPN Mag, ESPN Sports Center locations around the United States, restaurants and key locations. But we're gonna go one more, we're gonna have a mobile phone. Well, they sold 30,000 of them, and the phone died an ugly death after millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars of unprofitable investment. Hey, for more on that, you should go back to TomElsworth.com because I wrote a blog about that in 2014. You can see how standing on the platform of one brand is no success of making a hit on the other. So while the debate rages around us, cover of national magazines, is she or is she not a billionaire? I think that I have shown that the math clearly shows that if these numbers are even close to being correct, she is a billionaire. And whether that's the youngest billionaire, the youngest female billionaire, the youngest member of the Forbes Billionaire Club, I don't really care. I happen to think that she has pulled it off and she deserves the credit that goes with it. That's what I think, but what do you think? Leave your comments down below and let us know. Weigh in on this topic. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let me know what you think and tell me what case studies you want to see because I'm listening to you. Please subscribe along the way because we at Valuetainment are driving toward 1 million subscribers. And when we get there, the first annual Valuetainment Conference featuring Patrick Bet-David, yours truly, the Biz Doc, and other experts to make you better, your company better, and the people around you that you touch better still. Until then, I'm Tom Ellsworth, the Biz Doc, and I hope I left you better than I found you.